I'm first, woohoo!
Ha, you got here second? Be quick next time, Pepega.
how are you doing today? Happy Thursday. Took a shower earlier, my hair is still wet. What's new? I haven't seen you guys in 2 days, if it's the same people. How is your guys' Wednesday? How is your guys' today? Evil Rafis, Diagoose, thank you for redeeming first and second. Yeah, I have no idea how Evil Rafis always gets here so quickly as well, but you always get here really quickly as well. Two Eras, thank you for the first time chat. Hello, Rabbit's friend. Hello! Thank you for lurking. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you being here. Lurks in the house. Yeah. Worried about her too. I'm still feeling a little sick, so that must be the worry. I did talk to her though, so I know she'll be okay. I'm glad that today is a good day. Yeah, I'm trying to think, do I have a story? I always do this. I'm like, I have things that happen and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to talk about this on stream, and then it doesn't happen. Oh no, this song. This song always hits me very hard in the feels. Has anyone here seen Avatar Last Airbender? Leaves on the vine. I know, right? God. Everyone who has seen this episode. Little soldier boy. I'm almost tempted to take this out because it always hits me so hard. I swear there was something. So I have these like, they're sort of like black overalls, and I have a belt that's bow shaped, and when I first got them I was like, this would make a really cool like Minnie Mouse cosplay if I could get the right stuff. Like, all of my costumes, they're not really like spot on, they're sort of my own take. And I got all of the things except for one, and I tried it on today, and I found like this tutorial to turn my hair into like these mouse ears, and I tried it on today and it looked really cool, but I want to get white gloves to go along with it. Not the other ones, but I thought it'd be really funny if I ended up playing Resident Evil dressed as Minnie Mouse. I'll have to find another horror game and dress as Minnie Mouse. I don't know if you guys will get it or not though, because you won't be able to see the entire ensemble. Well, that might be better because it's like Minnie Mouse meets lawyer or business internship. Thank you. Yeah, I'm happy with it. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't even see that you started the new Zelda game today. I think I'm gonna stream the new Zelda game. Yeah. I am following you, right? Because you said that you stream every now and then. I'm not following you. I'm following you now. I swear I followed you. Maybe it's because you said that you stream, or I asked if you stream and you said no. I remember having that conversation. Anyways, I'm following you now. If you do end up streaming, I'll be there. Yeah, there we go. Now we're even. Start a schedule for streaming? Well, don't push yourself. I found that setting like a very strict schedule for myself ended up just stressing me out. I probably followed them twice for maximum follow. Exactly, yeah. By the way, hello Infrapink Lizard, how are you? Congratulations on 5 seconds for beginner Minesweeper. Very impressed. Just thinking loosely 3 days a week, Monday, Thursday, Saturday. Sounds like a good schedule. Yeah. And 3 days is a good amount. Did you not see my Discord? He managed to get 5 seconds on beginner Minesweeper. 5 seconds! And he doesn't just click wildly. Thursday doesn't work Wednesday. Well, I don't stream on Wednesdays, so it'll be easier for me to be there. Insane, yeah. And considering the he doesn't just guess. That means that he managed to logic the shit out of that in 5 seconds and win. Insane. Very impressed. Sammy supposedly streams Thursdays if she ever actually streams. Well, she's been busy and sick. I mean, it's extremely impressive. And you used to speedrun Sudoku. That's another one that I never really... I remember being taught how to do it when I was in probably elementary school, and then losing interest very quickly. So that's one that at one point I knew how to play Sudoku, and I don't anymore. Maybe that'll be the next one that you guys rage teach me. It's good for problem solving training, was helpful for quick diagnosis work. For quick diagnosis at work? What do you mean? Sudoku helped get you a diagnosis? Helps you diagnose PCs for work. Oh, cool. Makes sense. Well, I don't know enough about PCs for that to make sense, but I could see it being helpful with problem solving. I miss math. Math was one of my favorite subjects when I was in school. When I went to college, I was so excited for my math class. So excited. And as I was selecting my classes, all of the math classes, so my GEs either were contemporary mathematics, for like my math GE, it's either contemporary mathematics or this statistics class. And I wanted to take this statistics class, but all of them were filled except for the 6 to 8 a.m.s, and there's no way I was going to wake up for that. So I went with the contemporary mathematics, even though it had a very, very, very vague description, where it was something along the lines of I don't even remember. It didn't really explain what the class was. It was just like using math, learning about math. And so, anyways, I was so excited for it. And then we ended up going in, and instead of learning actual math, it was talking about like gridlock and voting statistics. And I remember at one point there was Euler theory, which is actually math, but the way he was teaching it wasn't really about math. And I remember I was at lunch with one of my dorm mates, and I was just bitching about everything we were learning in class, and the girl stopped me and was like, hang on, no, I mean, I learned everything you're talking about in AP government. And I was like, this is bullshit! And he graded it this really weird way as well, where unlike most classes where it's sort of an average of all of the things that you turn in, he had a point system. So if you showed up to class, you got a certain amount of points. If you did your homework, it was a certain amount of points for like each problem, things like that. Tests. So if you got a certain amount of points by the end of the semester, that would determine your grade, and that was all listed. So at some point, once I realized I got enough points to pass the class, which was a D, I lost all motivation to go. But I would still show up for tests. So for the final, I showed up and just filled in random problems. Have I told this story before? I just filled in a bunch of random problems and got 42% on the final for that class. And it bumped me up from a D to a C. Which isn't something to be proud of, but it wasn't. I wanted math. I really wish I was able to take this statistics class. I would have enjoyed it more, I think. I have a Sudoku app and it has 4 levels of difficulty, the quickest times. Are 1 minute and 3 seconds for easy, 1:39 for medium, 2:18 for hard, and 2:11 for extreme. Another Sudoku enjoyer. I think it's time. It's into the 1 minute for the hardest difficulty on your app. I haven't done it in 2 years. Wait, I thought that. I mean, did you just give up on it? You should get back into it if it's something that you enjoy. Got enough points. So you chose A on all the multiple choices and got about 36%. And you weren't the lowest on the final. You just burned out on Sudoku? Well, that's understandable. It happens. I miss math. For one of my senior projects in high school, we were supposed to just pick something that we had learned that year to create a presentation on. And I did my presentation on how math is taught wrong. And then I think I used, I can't even remember the name of the problem. Can't remember. I know what the problem looks like, but I can't remember the name of it. But I chose a specific type of problem as an example and just explained that most of the time people are taught, the way math is taught in America for the most part is you are taught certain equations, but you're not told why they work. So then people are just sort of going through this blindly and they don't actually understand what they're doing. So then they get stressed out, which is why people think that they hate math. But in reality, if you actually understand what you're doing, math can be, it's like a puzzle. But we're not taught what exactly is happening. We're just taught equations and That's why most people hate math. They get stressed out about it because they don't understand what they're doing, but they're still tested on something that they don't understand what they're doing. And I chose this for my senior project partially because it is something I genuinely believe and it was something that I could talk about, but also because I knew that no one was going to come up to me and ask me to talk about my project. There was a couple teachers who showed up and because they needed someone to talk to. Like, they needed to sort of make sure I knew what I was talking about. I wasn't just bored. But no students came up and asked me about my project. No, like, one of the easiest presentations. It was like a exhibition fair or something. So we all had projects that were set up, and no one came up to my project to ask me questions. It was great. I got to just relax and be on my phone the entire time. Sudoku is a Zen activity for when you don't want to think. Same with Minesweeper. That makes sense. I could totally see that. That was what the puzzles we were talking about last time. Don't have to think. The ones that have like 6 different names. I am genuinely very worried that Sherry is going to be the final boss. I don't want my character to have to murder the living corpse of a little girl. The living murdered corpse of a little girl. Because it wouldn't be Sherry that I'd be killing. It would be zombified Sherry, which means that she's already dead. Regardless, it's gonna be brutal if it is her. I really don't want it to be her. I guarantee you'll have to think if you try some of your puzzles. I mean, they're hard, but it's still kind of mindless. It's not like I'm thinking... The one on the app that I used to play those puzzles on, they were hard. I had to think about them, but it was still just sort of like... It wasn't like Myst. The puzzles, there's like 6 different ways. You have to learn how to think about things from multiple angles and examine everything and make sure you read everything. That's like you're thinking about. There's so many different layers. The EBN puzzles, there's one thing that you have to think about. Mr. Kennedy, you're going right to sleep? Well, thank you for saying hi. Bye, get some rest. Have a really good rest of your night. The logic of some of yours is a lot more involved than anything I'd find on Picross. Well, I know that you posted a link in the chat yesterday. Post it somewhere in my Discord. I don't really care which one. But post it somewhere in my Discord and I'll actually try and look for it.
Thank you, Daddy.
Mr. Kennedy, thank you so much for resubbing. I appreciate you. Tier 3 for 5 months. Well, I don't know if you were tier 3 for all 5 months, but thank you so much. I appreciate you. You were wonderful. By the way. That's a Nintendo version. Gotcha. The app that I did it on, it was like one of those brain training apps that they give you certain puzzles that you're supposed to do every day, and then you can also just do other puzzles or specific puzzles if you wanted to, but there were certain puzzles they would give you every day that were different to make you smarter and make sure your brain kept working. So it was on one of those apps, so the puzzles did make your brain work, depending which level you were on. It wasn't even really a level thing, it would get progressively harder. 5 months of 3, wow. So that is what that means? That's insane, thank you so much. It was the only way to redeem fire eating. Thank you. Are you saving up for fire eating again? Maybe. Alright. Well, you're not the only one. After I did the fire eating when you redeemed it, there's like 2 or 3 other people that keep saying that they're now saving up as well. Yeah, see? Ingarashi. Have a really good rest of your night. Get some rest. Sweet dreams. Thank you for resubbing. And yeah, thank you for saying hi. Good night. Thank you for the lurk. Very thankful. This is something that I did yesterday. I spent a lot of time. I made a list of Magium characters that I think are important so that I could try and make a panel in my about section so that if people had questions, they could go there and like there would be character descriptions and a general thing. And apparently there's a character count. There's a max amount of characters that could go on a panel. They didn't tell me what it was, but it would not post. So all of that work went down the drain. I mean, I cut and pasted it in a note somewhere. I'll try and clean it up a little. But that is something that I do want to do. I want to try and figure out a way where people who are just getting there for Magium can go somewhere and just get some answers without needing to ask me. Not that I mind people asking me, but I know that some people feel bad interrupting. And it is a little disruptive. Oh, did you just re-download the Sudoku app? 3 minutes on easy? Still probably better than anything I could do. Honestly. Oh, you still had it downloaded. Okay. But you opened it up for the first time in a while. Maybe one day I'll do a Sudoku stream so you guys can take turns yelling at me. I think that's what makes Minesweeper so entertaining. Probably. Since I always have a lot of viewers for it. You'll just solve it first so you can give me hints. I'll probably need you to actually explain to me how to play it, because I haven't tried Sudoku since I was in elementary school. Years ago. That was my grandmother who taught me. She got me a Sudoku book and I opened it once. And when I was doing the Sudoku with her, it made a lot of sense and I was able to do it. And it was almost easy, but as soon as she wasn't there with me, I had no idea what I was looking at. Maybe I opened it up to a harder puzzle or I don't know. Sudoku is a pattern game. The numbers are arbitrary and could be letters or even pictures. Interesting. Now I'm curious. Maybe I'll download a Sudoku app later. Sudoku. So, Urkamus has told me that I am very close to the end of Resident Evil 2, and I should be finishing it during this stream. And when I said that he said that during Resident Evil 0, which he did among many other people, and then it took me 3 or 4 more streams. He said that if I don't finish it this stream, he owes me a shot, and then immediately followed that up with, you can't intentionally not finish. I know you're looking for a loophole, you can't intentionally not finish. So if I don't finish today, Urkamus will owe me a shot. So I don't know what I'm hoping for now. Like I can't, yeah, that was the loophole. I'm still looking for one, but I can't find it. Maybe I just procrastinate my stream as long as possible so I don't have time to finish. But I don't think I want to do that either. Time to redeem action bans like no shooting. Well, there's a reason that I don't have those. Let's find everything in the game then. Be sure to look everywhere. I do that anyways. I am so thorough with the way I play every game. Yeah, just talk to you guys for 3 hours? By the way, Skinya, hello, welcome in. How are you? I know I could do that. But part of me is like, I want to get to the game because I want to know if Sherry's the final boss. I'll be really sad if Sherry's the final boss. Well, good morning! I'm glad you're doing well. Hopefully you have a really good day. Yeah, I'll just have to be really slow in solving puzzles. You know, I could try and make certain redeems. Your day has gotten a really good start with me and my stream and breakfast. Well, thank you. That's very sweet. I'm glad that I could give you a good start to your day. What you having for breakfast? There's this meal that I've been making every now and then recently where it's like a pre-made thing of Mexican corn, but you have to make it, where there's the spice that's separate and then there's the corn and you have to like cook it with oil and everything. And then I feel like some people are going to think this is gross and some people are going to think it sounds really good. I like stir fry it with eggs and it's really good. And like I put other spices as well. So that's what I had for breakfast and it was really good. Oatmeal porridge. Yum! I like oatmeal. You never eat breakfast? I can't eat breakfast right after I wake up. If I eat breakfast within like an hour of when I wake up, it makes me nauseous. I have to wait a little bit before I can eat. You guys are able to hear that, aren't you? You wake up at 8:30 and eat lunch at 12. That's a long time to wait before eating. Well, I'm not gonna judge. I frequently just forget to eat. It's part of my depression is I find eating very inconvenient. And even now that I'm doing better, I still find the fact that I have to eat when I didn't, like, so inconvenient that I just forget to eat, and then I'll be really cranky and I won't know why, and then someone around me, usually my mom, will be like, you're kind of acting like a bitch. Did you eat today? And snacks for the rest of the night, as Mr. Kennedy hates. You get hangry if you don't eat the mornings. I mean, technically it is better for you. You're supposed to eat in the mornings because it gives your body the nutrition and everything to burn for the rest of the day. Breakfast is technically the most important meal of the day for that reason. But if I eat too early, it makes me nauseous. Honestly, for a while there, and I'm still, if I'm being honest, my goal is to have one good meal every day, because I forget to eat frequently enough that multiple big meals is too much. Your brother gets hangry as well? It's not a fun feeling, and I never know why. I wish that I would just sort of feel malnourished and be like, oh, I'm hungry. Well, actually, no, because I do get that every now and then, and that sucks. I wish I would just get hungry. Your issue with breakfast is that you don't have time for it. I have a hard time waking up, so I just wake up and go straight to work. That makes sense. Granola bars are good. Or, like, I don't know, protein shakes. Should be protein and fat as long as you're going to exercise during the day, not carbs. But I feel like carbs are still better than nothing. As long as there's something, it's gotta be better than nothing. And carbs is what your body burns to create energy. I'm not a nutritionist, so I shouldn't be trying to give any advice. These nuts. Cats keep it up longer. That makes sense. That does make a lot of sense.
Thank you so much for playing my game.
What was that? I don't normally have words in this. I have a severe sugar addiction. It's genetic, but it's also like I managed to keep it up on my own. My grandfather, on my mom's side it's not an issue, but on my dad's side, my grandfather literally put sugar on his orange slices because otherwise they're not sweet enough for him. I tried to wean myself off of sugar a couple years ago, and it was like I couldn't think, and I was dizzy and lightheaded all the time, and I don't like soda. I'm not one of the people who likes soda. I don't like carbonation, I just kind of find it kind of gross. I would rather drink water most of the time. Like, I do genuinely just like water. But that was when I was the cocktail waitress at the casino, and someone was pouring a soda from across the server station, and I could smell it, and it was like overwhelmingly sweet, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need soda, I can't function like this. And so I ended up drinking soda for the first time in years. Yeah. Apparently sugar is more addictive than things like cocaine, so I believe it. That's the up you're talking about? Makes sense. Makes sense. Um, so, do you know that people can actually have sweet blood and mosquitoes can sense it? I've always had sweet blood, and I think it was my mom has sweet blood as well, which is a little strange because the sugar addiction isn't on her side. But I've always had sweet blood. When my dog Jake, growing up, we could always tell when he was about to get fleas because I would start getting bug bites before my dog would, and so we would take him to the vet and get a flea bath or something before the fleas could breed, so we would stave off the flea infestation because I would be getting bites before they could even breed. I always knew. You're not in my walls. Well, that's comforting. Thank you for clarifying. But whenever there's mosquitoes, my dad still tells the story of how we were on a family camping trip and we were walking by this river and there was mosquitoes and I was running down the trail like waving my arms saying, "Get 'em off me, get 'em off me," because the mosquitoes were literally swarming me. And my brother, who doesn't have sweet blood, was just walking down at a casual pace, saying, "I like the mosquitoes. They're my friends." Deathly allergic to mosquitoes. That's bad. That's not something you can really help either. That's terrible. Yikes. Well, we have a pool, so you probably weren't ever able to live somewhere where there's a pool. California got this new type of mosquito 2 years ago. One that they're called ankle biter mosquitoes, and no one here had any antigens to their venom. So everyone who was bit by an ankle biter mosquito had it itched more than usual mosquito bites. They are just terrible. And even still, the itching is worse than normal mosquito bites. It's not as bad as it was that first year, but fuck ankle biter mosquitoes. They're monsters. And because we have a pool, we get them worse because even with chlorine in the pool, there's still more, I think. We try not to put too much chlorine in the pool either because it's bad for you. It's bad for the dogs. Toby, my mom's dog, he is the type of dog that loves the pool, and he will jump in the pool even when no one is there. You say, "Toby, go get the ball," and he thinks, instead of chasing after the ball that you just threw, he jumps in the pool and then looks at you as if like, "Oh, are you gonna throw the ball in the pool for me?" You're like, "No, Toby, no, you can't go in the house." We're not able to put too much chlorine in the pool because it's bad for him. He swells up to a huge extent, so he has to make sure they don't bite his neck. Oh no. It's not as bad as when he was a kid, but still chipmunk cheek style. That's terrible. You guys probably weren't able to go like camping or anything because of that, huh? I'm grateful that I don't have any allergies like that besides bees. And it's not deathly allergic yet. I don't know if this is for all bee stings or just my family, but we have the type of allergy where it gets progressive, so every time I'm stung by a bee, it gets a little bit worse. My mom is at the point where they think that the next time she's stung by a bee, it could be fatal. I think the last time she was hospitalized because of it. Me, I'm at the point where if I'm stung by a bee, which we have a lot of bees in the backyard too, so it's scary, it just swells up a lot, and it's like I can't use... I think the last time I was stung by a bee, I stepped on it because I was walking around the backyard barefoot, and I wasn't able to use my foot for like 2 days because it was so swollen. You've luckily grown into your father's superpower. Mosquitoes bite you, and then half an hour later it's fine. That sounds phenomenal. It's probably, I mean, that might be a superpower, but it's also probably like you guys have a lot of antigens. Cat fleas, on the other hand, fleas in general are just terrible. When I first started taking care of Cleo, she had one of the worst flea infestations I've ever seen. Ever. She's not allergic to fleas, but she'd had this flea issue for so long that her skin was swollen to the point where the vet thought that she was allergic. Her butt was completely bald because she'd been chewing that up for so long. And when I finally got her on flea meds, I could literally just see the fleas falling off of her, and it was extremely satisfying. You're so lucky. Mosquito bites are tiny and go away quickly. You guys are so lucky. It really blocked bite you? Oh, I missed that you said something earlier. You live in Florida, it's a swamp, mosquitoes love you and you hate it. That's terrible! Florida also has these tiny gnats that go right through the screen doors. They call them no-see-ums. They bite you and it's like tiny horsefly bites. Oh gosh, no! That sounds so bad. It's terrible. Toby has fur that's too thick for fleas, so he's never had a flea problem. Cleo is still on, Toby is on flea meds because Cleo's on flea meds. But even before Cleo moved in, we never needed flea meds for Toby. He is the thickest fur I've ever seen on a dog. He sheds more than cats do. You pet him for just a little bit, and it's like clumps of fur are floating in the air, and you sneeze.
Bitch!
Even if you're not allergic, that tickles your nose. I can tell our cats have even a few fleas because you will have terrible welts on your ankles from them. Yay! Thank you for the hydrates! Do you have more? I know how this works. Hello.
Hydrate, bitch!
Oh, come on. Thank you for the stretch. Can you ask how much that cup of water holds? I don't know. I have never measured it. Does it say on the bottom? I don't think it does. There's something written, but I don't think it's a... Nope. But it's made in Taiwan, apparently. 40 ounces is probably a good estimate. If you want, I could take it out into the kitchen and measure it cup by cup. No more neck cracks. Are you regretting the stretch? I don't know, it's larger than your water bottle at 24 ounces. In US, 32 ounces is pretty standard for large cups. Oh, more neck cracks. Ask me in a couple hours. They normally will, I don't have any more right now, wait. Nope. No, I cracked my back before I started my stream.
Hydrate, bitch!
Yeah, my neck needs to recharge, exactly. Did you actually want me to go and... I mean... That would be a good stalling method. I'm going to get a majority vote on this one. The most refreshing thing for you is doing hip cracks for some reason. It refreshes the heck out of you. Finish the game. My hip doesn't... I mean, they will crack every now and then, but not... Usually not on command. I could do all of the... I feel like it might be more than that. Of course, I've never tried filling it up cup by cup, but I just have a feeling it's more than 4 cups. I'll try and remember to do this after my stream. Try and do it before my stream tomorrow, so I can give you an answer, Evil Rafus. I don't want to walk away from my stream just to figure out how much water my cup holds. Or during a break. When I refill my water during a break. If, like, enough people want me to do this, I will, but I feel like it's a little strange for me to walk away from my stream just for something like that. Yeah, I should get to the game. It's been an hour since I started my stream, including the 10-minute beforehand. But it's been long enough. Close that. Turn on the chat overlay. Resident Evil. Well, to be fair, I also owe him a shot. So they would probably just cancel out. Am I gonna play Resident Evil 4 in the future? Yes. I'm planning on playing all of them.
I love my daddy. My super.
Oh, Urkamus, speak of the devil, welcome in. We were literally just talking about you. And thank you for the gifted sub. Man of his word. So, the bet with Urkamus is he told me that I was very close to finishing Resident Evil 0 4 streams in a row. And it wasn't just him. Multiple people were like, oh yeah, you're probably going to finish Resident Evil 0 in your next stream. And I hated Resident Evil 0. And it took like 4 streams since people started saying that. So when Urkamus told me, you're probably going to finish Resident Evil 2 in this stream, which I'm loving Resident Evil 2, I was like, I've heard that before. And he said that if I don't finish Resident Evil 2 in this stream, he owes me a shot. But I can't intentionally not finish it. I mean, he did promise you. Okay, so let me turn on all of the lights. And then I will go turn off that light. And then I will be right back. I'm back. I can't see the overlay. Why can't I see the overlay? I think that it's doing the annoying thing again. Hang on, let me... I just have a feeling.